Ellen Rogin, CPA, CFP, is the New York Times bestselling author of Picture Your Prosperity. She is also a nationally acclaimed speaker, TEDx presenter, and abundance activist. Welcome, Ellen.
Hi, David.
Good to have you. So I want to talk about something that's a little different with you, and it's the idea of the mind-body connection and using meditation as a financial strategy.
Yeah, so we know that people worry a lot about money. That it wakes people up in the middle of the night when people are really freaked out about what's happening in the world or what's happening in their life. Your ability to make good decisions is diminished. Actually, one study showed that your IQ actually drops. So to me, to be able to handle that mental chatter, that 50 to 70,000 thoughts we have a day, to be able to quiet those down a bit is so important. And meditation is a beautiful way to make that happen.
70,000, is that all? I mean, boy, you're cutting back. Well, so the big question then I think everyone will want to know is, how does that improve our situation? You mentioned the IQ. Is this a calming effect on us? Is this something where it gets us to slow down and take time for ourselves? You know, the idea of unplugging and being able to step back. How does it actually work?
Research on meditation points to the fact that when we are jolted with something that scares us or freaks us out, which can just be a thought, like, oh my God, what if the markets plummet? Or what if I lose my job? Or something that's not even happening in real life, our amygdala, that flight, freeze response gets triggered. And when that is activated, you are actually unable to access that higher thinking part of your brain. And they found that regular meditators, are able to reduce that time between getting triggered and being able to think more calmly. It's a shorter time frame. It doesn't mean that meditators don't get riled or scared. I suppose if you're a monk in a cave and you've been meditating nonstop for years and years, but for us mere mortals, it just means that your ability to move through that more quickly and make good decisions is enhanced.
So that more primitive brain that underlies all this wonderful cognitive thought on the top kind of takes over, and we have to very deliberately step in and kind of get ourselves to relax to where we can use our brain properly. Really, that's what it boils down to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's excellent. So let me ask you this then. If for somebody says, okay, Ellen, David, I like it, makes sense, I could use some meditation. What are some ways for a person to get started with a meditation practice? Do they need to go sign up for yoga? Or what do they need to do?
Well, it's important to realize there's lots of different kinds of meditation, just like with exercise. You know, maybe you're a Zumba person, maybe you like CrossFit. And so some of this is trial and error. I have had people say to me, you know, I've tried meditation, it doesn't work. I can't get my mind to quiet down. That's actually not the purpose of meditation. It's to be able to notice the thoughts, notice when you get carried away, and being able to bring those thoughts back to the present moment. It's kind of like a bicep curl for your mind. So simple ways can be to just take a few conscious deep breaths. So inhaling and exhaling, and seeing if you can keep your attention on the inhale through the top and through the exhale through the bottom. Can be that simple. It can be just noticing, a practice of mindfulness. So just noticing what's around you. Even if you look at the room you're in right now, I bet there's something in that space that you haven't noticed in a very long time. There are many, many apps out there. My favorite one is Insight Timer, but there's Calm and Headspace. There's so many out there, and they can have classes on those apps, but also guided meditations that you may find it easier if someone's walking you through the process.
That's very good, Ellen. I might have you just call me now and then and say, David, are you breathing today?
Happy to do that.
Yeah, and you and I both. The other thing I'll just real quick throw in is that, you know, it can also be something somebody enjoys, like you and I share the enjoyment of cycling. Okay, so it could be, for me, going out on a bike ride is a bit meditative. So people just need to find something that fits for them and their schedule and their lifestyle, right?
Yeah, and what I would add to that is, so for you runners out there, you're like, oh, running is my meditation, or cycling. I would just invite you to look at how you can be even more mindful while doing it. So when I used to run a lot, I was always listening to books on tape or podcasts. That's not meditative. It might be good for me physically and mentally. So as you're cycling, maybe you're noticing, I'm paying attention to my pedal strokes. Which hopefully you are, paying attention to your surroundings. When I was learning to cycle, I was extremely present because I was terrified, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to run into an obstacle. So I got to notice, oh, I'm feeling terrified right now. And that was kind of a mindful experience that fortunately I was able to work my way through.
That's very good. That's back when your 2-hour rides felt like 5 or 6 hours. I know exactly what you're talking about. Ellen Rogin, so glad to have you. Thanks for the insights.
My pleasure.
If you would like more information about the topics and our guests featured in this series, please visit our website at PlanStrongerTV.com. Also, if you have a question you would like David to answer, please send it to questions@PlanStrongerTV.com. Providing equity-based retirement solutions to homeowners aged 55 and above. The Stephen J. Sless Group of PRMI, National Reverse Mortgage Leaders. Expect more with Sless.